Well, hello there. This is a different sort of video. I need your help. Now, this is a bit of a long, involved story. I'll try and cut it down where I can. About 25 years ago, 20 years ago, my brother, who's a keyboard player, bought a bass guitar in a pawn shop. That's pawn with an A, not an O. And it's always sounded really good. In fact, from when I first started recording my own music, I would always borrow this bass and use it. And it always sounded way better than it should do. I think he paid something stupid like 40 quid for it. Which, to be fair, was a decent amount of money back then. But it wasn't exactly, something that would be good. It was only meant for him to mess around on. So anyway, eventually my brother took it back, and not long ago he gave it to me. You'll have seen it in the Jackman 2 review. And it's this one. Now, it had 3 strings on. It's now currently got 2. Because I've just replaced one of the headstock tuners up there. So I've not got around to tuning it yet. Now, I need your help to try and identify this bass guitar. Now, on the headstock, and I'm going to try, I've got 2 cameras here, right? I'm going to try and focus it, first of all, on the zoom camera there. And it looks like it says either MCY or MEY. And I'll try it on this camera as well, because one of them's got a focus. But it's basically got, if you can see there, it's like all the English writing. Okay? Now, another thing about this is the shape, and I've done a little overlay in Photoshop, is an exact match to a 75 Fender Precision. What I think might have happened is at some point, for whatever reason, somebody has completely recovered this. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it on the body. I'm going to have to try and do this without putting the window out. But you can see how this part of the original red paint underneath is showing through. Now, this appears to have been refinished with a nitrocellulose very thin lacquer. They've not done a really good job of it. They've painted it really well, but it hasn't really... They haven't had enough coats of lacquer on it, so it's quite fragile. Not so I could get it off with my thumbnail, but it's not as well done as you would expect. Now, it's got a lovely action and a lovely neck. The biggest identifying mark is that sort of dark patch of wood. That's not a burn mark, that's the actual wood. The only thing I can think of that might help identify it, and again I'll use this camera down here, is this where the head goes into the neck. It's also active. This has been added, I think, aftermarket, but it's very well done. If I remove this, the battery compartment is being routed really, really well. The whole thing weighs, and I weighed it on the kitchen scales yesterday, so it's not 100% exact, basically 10.3 pounds in weight. This is a heavy bloody thing, right? I don't think it's mahogany. I think it might well be older. I can't really tell because it's this paint inside of the battery compartment. Now, I do think that it's possible that it's a Frankenstein of different parts. This whole section may have been replaced. The bridge, I've got a feeling, is probably... it might be original, but this is an exact match weight-wise for a 1975 Fender Precision bass, apparently. But the thing is, I thought, well, let's ask people who might have more experience. I'm not a bass player. I play a bass when I need to for my own music, right? That's it. That's the limits of my bass knowledge. I don't know. I'm not a specialist about different types of basses, but I know some people on YouTube are. So one of you might well know. But again, I'll try and get this in shot. If not, I'll take some photographs of the headstock and I'll put them on while I'm talking now about it, because it might help if you see the details close up. I did take some yesterday on my phone, so I might use them. But yeah, it just says, it could be MEY or MCY and then custom in ye oldie worldy sort of English sort of script. It's not a letter set. I'm not sure how they've done it. I don't think they've done it by hand, but it could just be some sort of transfer. It's trying to be gold leaf, but it's really not. All the hardware on it is pretty solid. You know, it really sounds good. It punches above its weight. Put it this way: there's no way this is a bloody, you know, an old Encore with a new paint job. No way in God's green earth. It sounds way too good, and it blows every other bass, you know, that I've played or owned straight out the water, straight away. So yeah, so there it is. I'll try and, you know, I'm hoping I can use both cameras. I'm using this one for the microphone, by the way, but it also allows me to do this and go hello. But if I can get it, I can nearly get it all on the screen. I might be able to get it on there in both cameras. You can see it's full size. It's very heavy. Put it this way, I would be in two minds if I ever had a gig as a bass player using something this heavy, mate. Bloody hell, it weighs a ton. So yes, if you have any ideas, let me know and comment on the video down there. If I've linked to it on Facebook, also comment down there. Any ideas? I'm basically at a loss. My brother's given me that to me because obviously one of the tunes is snapped off, as you saw in the, you know, Jackman 2 review. But so I'm on redoing it all up. I'm going to strip it all down later today. I'm not going to take the neck off because I know that's one good way of finding out if there's any, you know, of the marks inside the neck cavity and on the neck, because I've never taken the neck off, and I'm paranoid that I will not manage to get it back on again. Okay, so anyway, but if you've got any ideas, yeah, I say it's not like I want to sell it. It's here for good now. It's more to see it my own curiosity, right? I've done my Sherlock Holmes bit, and I'm edging towards a mid to late 70s precision bass that's been recovered for whatever reason, but I'm not 100% sure, so that's why I'm doing this quick video. Well, I'm saying quick, by the time I've done the subtitles and the edit and everything else, it's going to take a while, but to see if anybody has any ideas, okay? So, I'm Wayne Robson, this is Skint Musician Reviews, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.